Welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could introduce yourself to my viewers and listeners.
Well, it's your girl Aqua. Aqua is short for Aquarius. A lot of people don't know that because when they hear Aqua, they be like splash or they think
I
of
thought
something
that was just your
wet
name.
or sexual. No, Aqua is short for Aquarius. The vibe herself. That's what I like to call it. Because if you ever been around me, even outside of the podcast, where I am a vibe,
Mm.
like seriously, and I said it in a humble way.
Aquarius, that's February, right?
February
Yeah.
13th to be
My
exact.
mother' birthday is February 2nd. Yeah,
Really,
she's Aquarius, I think.
she a wild individual, ain't she?
She getting wild, now that she old. I'm like, hold on, lady, you know what I'm saying? You weren't like that when I was growing up, you know what I'm
Tuck
saying? She
in.
probably out of town now, on shorty.
She ain't
But
wrong.
but that's dope. So let's if you don't mind, I want to start at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
where you from? Where you grew up?
Southside girl all day for real. In the hundreds. I grew up. Well, I ain't gonna say I grew up. So I was born and raised in the hundreds, Roseland to be exact.
Mm.
Shout out to Roseland. I love Roseland still to this day.
Oh
And
wow.
then moved to the little Auburn Gresham area. So yeah,
Mm.
Southside girl
What's up?
represents.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Yes,
So
yes,
a lot of people have different experiences in the city. You know what I'm saying?
they do.
What was your experiences coming up in the city, or better yet, what was your aspirations coming up?
Wow, I'm glad that you asked that.
Mm.
Because growing up in the city and moving to the suburbs is not an easy transition.
Mm.
It is not an easy transition. But growing up in the city, I enjoyed it way more than growing up in a suburb. I kind of want to say growing up in the city. It's more like a family with your friends. That block, whatever block you grew up on, you
Mm.
get what I'm saying. That's your family, and it's fun. And I won't say hardcore. I used to be out there playing Killer Man with the guys, and it used to be fun. So it's like moving to the suburbs, it's like you had a lot of kids who were blessed with a silver spoon who wanted to be like those kids from the city. You get what I'm saying? Because it wasn't always peaches and cream, but
Right.
it's like the transition was kind of crazy because it's like people would judge you being from the city, and then it's like city friends kind of like you from the suburbs now. You talk all proper. It's like where do I belong at this point? So yeah, it's
No,
kind of different.
I definitely understand. It was kind of different for me though. You know what I'm saying? I was out west, and then I went to the south suburbs for a couple of years for seventh to eighth grade.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Glenwood, Illinois,
Oh
and
wow.
it was cool. Like it was cool. I wasn't even like on no cocky shit, but it was cool. We had a good time. And then coming back to the city, it was like, hold on, where you from the suburb? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's I think the city has a lot to offer. You know what I'm saying, to everybody in different ways. You know
I
what I'm saying? So
agree.
I always think that's a good question to ask. So, coming up, what did you have interest in? Like a lot of was
That's
it doctor,
funny.
lawyer, teachers?
I used to want to be a scientist and an actress. That was my main two
Did you want to be a
things.
scientist or you want to play a scientist as
No,
well?
I wanted to be a scientist. Yeah, I wanted to be a scientist, then I wanted to be an actress. I pretty grew up like a nerd type of girl, so it's like I said, I used to play Killer Man, so it wasn't like I wanted to grow up and be this model, because a lot of people assumed I wanted to model. No, I wanted to be the person like the scientist, whipping up shit, like the chemist, or like an actress. I used to watch, women like Vivica Fox, Halle Berry, type shit, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be me, the fine black woman in these movies. I just knew I was gonna be an actress, but yeah.
And we're gonna get that because I thought I seen you were working on some
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yes, yes.
what was it about the science? You know what I'm saying?
I
You
love
make something go boom. What was you trying?
everything about science. It's just like because I'm a curious person.
Mhm.
Maybe that's the Aquarius in me, but it's like I want to know a lot of why. It's like, why is Earth like this? How does this make this? So you saying we could turn this into gold? Well, how? You gonna say I just be wanting to know how. I want to see the different reactions. When oxygen and fire. You get what I'm saying? Something so simple like how, and I just really love that shit. I just want to know the whys and how everything work around us. So
Any early acting experience? Like, did you play on that early, or was that
no.
something just you just always
I just always want to be an
always doing the
actress.
back? I feel you. I always want to drive a CTA bus. I don't want to no more. Too much shit going on, but I always want to drive a CTA. I drove a school bus, but I always want to drive a CTA bus.
Really, that's cool because
Yeah.
CTA was big
Yeah,
growing up.
that's why I always tell you, that was my first car, I'm sure.
It was
And
big growing up.
all around the city on the CTA. So
Yes.
that's dope. So Also, talk to me about your support system coming up. Like, was it a house full of kids? Was it mom, dad?
Oh man, you asking some good
Yeah,
questions.
this for the people who always want to know
Oh
about Aqua. They
man.
finna, oh, she was on 290 mode.
I am a
Yeah.
personal person, so it's
Uh,
funny that you asked that because I am the oldest.
mhm.
And it's kind of
Me
fucked up
too.
because people be thinking I'm the only child, but I'm not. I'm just real protective and really personal when it comes to my family life and my personal life. But I am the oldest. So growing up, my I grew up in a two-parent household. I'm not gonna say they were married. So I did have my mom and my dad. They're still around. Um, Growing up, it was tough because being the oldest comes with a lot of responsibility. You like the third parent. So I feel like a lot of the things that I wanted to do, like even karate, I feel like I could not do as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Because I just had this oldest sibling responsibility, and it was a lot.
That's
But
what you want to do though. You want to kick some ass.
hell yeah, I wanted to. I'm an adventurous person, so I wanted to do a lot of stuff, and I could not do. And I could not understand. It's six of us. I could not understand. When I was younger, but growing up, I have one son, so I'm like, shit. Putting somebody in karate, then you got five more other
Right,
kids
for
that possibly
sure.
want to do
Getting
karate.
one of their ass shoes, and I gotta get 6 pair of them.
Yes.
Right.
But growing up, it was fun. I'm a very family oriented person. So it's like holidays have always been big, in my family or, just get together or being around, very family oriented. So
Okay,
it's been
for
cool.
sure. That's dope. Still touching on the big holidays real quick. Is that something that you guys still do? Cause in my family that was a big deal. Like in the '90s, early 2000s, like everybody came to grandma crib on
Yeah.
mama and daddy side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now it's like it ain't not like that at all. Like
My family still do, but I am more absent from those holidays. Kind of because like when you grow up, you grow up into a religion and things like that. So I want to kind of say I grew up and I have different beliefs. I don't really get too much in religion. I'm gonna just say I'm a spiritual woman, a very spiritual woman. So looking into all of the whys and why things happen as I'm getting older. I'm looking into holidays. I'm looking into the history, and it just does not align with the woman who I want to be.
facts.
And I do have a son, and he's 11, right?
Mhm.
And when I remember when I was pregnant with him, and Easter was coming up, because his dad, he's family oriented, but he doesn't have a big family. And I remember it was Easter, and I'm like, he need an Easter outfit, this, that, He was just like, I don't celebrate that. He don't really celebrate a lot of holidays, and I never questioned him why. So it's like now my son is growing up, and the only big holiday we make a big deal is Christmas because his birthday is, on the 19th, December 19th. So holidays, not so much. And my family, they be wanting to know why, like, why you don't come around. And I don't want to sit there and have to like sit down like, hey y'all, well look, this was going on. I'm not that person no more because that'll really hurt your family feelings. And it's just I just be chilling, I guess.
For sure. Ain't nothing wrong with that for sure. And I feel the same way, you know what I'm saying, especially with the holidays and the religion and stuff like that. But, it's just it used to be a staple like in a black family.
Yeah.
Like you don't even like see it no more like in this age, you know what I'm saying?
Cause who cooking now?
Exactly.
Who the hell
It's
cooking?
like the like the post they be making like if we the new adults who the past, who gonna be the pastors, you know?
Who grilling? Ain't nobody grilling. Ain't nobody cooking.
It's gonna
It's
be
like
everybody gonna be hot pockets and ordering food. So
hamburger helper, type shit.
So as you mature, you know what I'm saying, go through the high school and I don't know if it's a college phase, but I'll let you expand on that. What did you get into? Did you get immediately into the fields that you're into now, or did you experiment with other things?
That's funny. I was lost. I was lost all the way up until I had my son, I should say. And I had my son in 2012. I did not experience college.
Same way with my daughter. Like I was a wild boy. I'm sure.
I got pregnant my end of year, senior year. Nobody knew, of course.
What you mean?
Nobody knew. But yeah, so I was lost as a person, as a woman. I didn't know who I was. So I know my son was in my life for a reason because I never thought, well, yeah, I wanted to go to college because everybody around me was excited for college. But even if I thought about going to college, I'm like, what the hell would I do? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I didn't know. And
No idea.
to this day, if I could go to college, I would probably major in psychology, but still, it's like I can learn that shit in the library for real. You get what I'm saying? YouTube. Nah, but yeah. So my aspirations then were very different from now. I was just trying to figure out who I was. I wasn't even focused on like who I really wanted to be. It's just like in that moment, like even after high school, when I had my son, I see other people off doing their thing, going to school for hair and stuff like this, but I'm hanging outside just trying to establish me as a woman, as a person, and I just could not get it. Seriously, I could not get it. So I want to say I came to being myself and truly who I am when I started podcast in 2017. That was the start.
So I'm curious from what you just said, you know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't find yourself. What this and I'm sorry if
No, you
it's off
good.
topic, but what was you listening to like on the music side, like
I'm
during that
glad
time?
you said that, right? Because I was in tune with all this rap shit, right? All this rap shit. This when Chief Keef and them was coming up for real, like senior high school. So all that bang, all that Lil JoJo. You get what I'm saying? All that. What's that fuck around, play around, something like that with Billionaire Black
Yeah.
and them. That shit was hard. You
Yeah,
know?
what's good?
So it's like I was listening to all of this rap music and everything just didn't align with
Mm-hmm.
who I was. And I felt like that was a part of the reason controlling me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and the lick.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was lost because I was at the lick every fucking week. Because my friend, my homegirl, went to be a stripper, and I'm not being a follow, but I'm like, okay, cool. You want to be a stripper? I support. And I'm in a club, not even realizing,
Girls
like,
love doing that. Oh, bitch, do your thing, girl. No. I just
now I'm looking like I should have told her ass no for real. Like, but I was just lost in the club. A lot of people don't know, like, I was really hanging out on these blogs. Like I started popping pills, like, and it wasn't heavy, but and I never really shared that with people. Only people who know. But that's how I knew I was lost because I was where was I at? You know them big ass. I think I was on 51st and Shield, maybe
I don't
51st
go
and
past
LaSalle.
her, man. So
Yeah, and it'd be like these big ass like street party. You already know how it go. And my homegirl, the one who wanted to be a stripper,
oh,
she was like, she was a bad influence in my life. She was like, I want to pop a pill, pop this half a pill with me. And I'm like, fuck it, let's go. You my best friend. And then had all the little goofy bitches around. I need a friend like that, you know, and I'm just outside doing shit like this not even me. Why would I do this? You get what I'm saying? And it's like being in the streets like that, I'm talking about on 4th of July, one hour we with the BDs. You get what I'm saying? Then we over here with the moles. Then fuck it, let's go see what the GDs doing. You get what I'm saying? Just
yeah, wow.
outside. Just
Yeah.
outside. That wasn't me.
So coming from a household with, you know what I'm saying, mom, dad, and siblings, you know what I'm saying, what were like was you outside when you was outside, then you was around them, you was back regular Aqua, or was they like Aqua, slow down, what you doing?
Was not even Aqua. I didn't even establish Aqua. I'm telling you until 2017. So I was just my real name is Acacia.
Oh,
I
you
was
ain't have to
just
tell none.
no, it's cool because I my name is beautiful. So a lot of
For
people
sure.
call me by my real name. I was not who I am today. I'm trying to tell you, and it's like being around that, being around that fast life,
Mm-hmm.
watching the girls just drink. I'm talking about what the fuck was I drinking? Like Don Julio, the clear Don
Mm-hmm.
Julio. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Jose Cuervo, Hennessy, Duce.
You had to clear.
Cause real niggas know Don
Right.
Julio been around and it been getting you fucked
Yeah,
up. That's why I
for
don't
sure.
fuck with that anejo people. So it's like I wasn't even myself. And looking back, it's like the transition that I have made and like to come out of that period.
Mm-hmm.
Like my family don't even know what the hell I was outside doing. They just know I was outside with my best
Well,
friend.
they know now. Now.
And they just know I was outside with my best friend. But they knew my best friend was, you get what I'm saying, a fast girl. And yeah. I was just outside with her, like, fuck it, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I can definitely relate, you know, because I was in love with that shit, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I still found myself like, man, I'm finna go outside. But no, I could definitely relate. And it's, Chicago can have that effect on people, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Especially coming up, you know what I'm saying, as a youth. You
I
said
agree.
everything changed when you started
And
podcast.
radio, yes.
If, how did you start podcasting and radio? And if you didn't, what would you think you would be at today?
Um, so I woke up one day and was like, I don't know, something got to change. And I started reading into horoscopes, astrology. I started, like, my science started going other ways. And then I was just like, you know what? I don't give a damn what people think about me. I don't care what people think about me. Like, this is me and this is who I am. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm a black girl and I like to drink tea. You get what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. And it's like 2017. It's like I want to wear my hair like this. I want to do this and do that. A lot of what women weren't doing, back then. And so I used to blog. I just started writing. I started writing about my experience.
Did anything influence you to do this, or was it just like a light bulb just one
It
day?
was just like a light bulb. Seriously, it's like my son was like 2, I think. Don't quote me, but he was in no a relationship, a bad relationship. Don't let me lie. Yes, a bad relationship. He tore my confidence down, and then that's what made me for real wake up too. Like being in the streets, being in that bad relationship. I was like, I don't deserve none of this shit. And it was just like we broke up, and I was just crying. I was crying, crying. I was in the shower, like why on Google, like how can I get over here? It was that bad because I've
That's
never
bad. That's
been
bad.
in no situation like that. And then I just woke up one day. I was like, fuck
Did you get any
him.
good answers off of Google?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did. I did. Keep busy.
for sure.
Keep busy. And what I started doing, I started reading into horoscopes, astrology, and I started writing.
Hmm.
When I started writing, writing led me into blogging. I started writing about my personal experience. And then that's when this girl, I won't mention her name, this girl, she used to work on my radio Chicago. And she was like, you are so dope. Come work with me. For real. She was like, come work with me. Come be my co host with no experience whatsoever, but just off my words alone and my experience because people seen my potential. She pulled me, and I'm forever grateful. Like, we don't have a relationship today, but I'm forever grateful for that experience because I wouldn't be where I am now.
Okay, for sure. That's dope. So before we get into the My Radio Chicago experience,
Yes,
I want
yes.
to ask you about is it astrology?
Yeah.
What exactly is like? I don't know. I know what my sign is. Like I know I'm a Capricorn, but I don't know what it
Yeah,
means.
the
I don't know.
Capricorns.
I be thinking like if I read something on it, it's gonna tell me some good shit every time I read it. So I don't know if it's like legit or
Legit.
like everybody make them. I know somebody on Facebook who write them and read people's
Uh-huh.
hands. Like, how did you get into that? Like, what's to it? Like, what's the definition of astrology? If we could start there.
It's in the stars. That's what a simple definition. So, I've always been big on reading my horoscope. So when I was going through those dark times, I was reading my horoscope like, how is this shit spot on like this? Seriously. And I just found this website called Cafe Astrology and I fell down the rabbit hole. So astrology, of course, is 12 signs. But what a lot of people don't know is we are all of us as individuals, we all consist of 12 signs. So it's
Is
like
that the chakras?
no, the 12 signs. So you got some Libra in you. You may be a
What?
Capricorn, but your Libra may be in Venus. And Venus is like the love planet. So you damn near, you get what I'm saying? So how you love, how you act, how you want to be portrayed, all of those are transitioned into certain planets. So like you a Capricorn, right? I can say you off back the fact that you taking this shit so serious right now, like it was just like it's very Capricorn of you. Because one, Capricorn is about their business, Capricorn is about their career, Capricorn is about stability, Capricorn is about their fucking money. You get what I'm saying? And when they put their mind to something, it works. It's gonna always work in a Capricorn favor. I do want to say though, like y'all Capricorns can be a little hard headed sometimes, like a little hard headed sometimes, but that's just the beginning of you get what I'm saying of where all of those planets are. So astrology, the planets, Saturn, Jupiter, you get what I'm saying? I can pull you an app. I can show you an app. And it'll tell you like, okay, Aquarius is sitting up in Saturn. Saturn is ruled by Capricorn. So it's like I said, Capricorn rules like responsibilities, career, long term shit. So when Aquarius is in Capricorn, it might affect all Aquarius. I mean, in Saturn, it might affect all the Aquarius because it's like problems in your life. It's just like, damn, my career like is being highlighted right now. Maybe I need to do some shit. You get what I'm saying? That's what it do. Like, are you familiar with Mercury retrograde? No, it's okay. A
Nah,
lot
it's
of
deep. I never knew it was that. Like, I just thought it was the signs and the definition. Like the way you just broke it down, I've never heard it
no,
like
for
that ever
real.
before.
Everybody know about Mercury retrograde. And we just had one, right?
Hmm.
And I'm gonna remind you the
That's like
next
some
one.
real shit.
It's some
Okay.
real shit. And it's when the planets go backwards, right?
Hmm.
The planet Mercury is going backwards.
What?
Now, when the planet is going backwards, that means it's kind of slow, but it's going to cause some areas in your life. So, Mercury is ruled by communication, technology, relationships, siblings. You get what I'm saying? So, when Mercury is in retrogrades, you will notice a lot of people be on the internet angry as hell, mad. Everybody just arguing. Or you'll be driving and you notice like, damn, accident here, there, or something happened with your phone, or your phone get broken, or exes always come around. You get what I'm saying? Always come around. And when this happens, it's like they're not coming around. It's like patterns that you need to break. It's patterns that you need to get out of. You could just because the ex come around doesn't mean you need to be with them. It's like, did you learn your lesson? You're gonna say, did you learn your lesson? And if you didn't learn your lesson, guess what? Next Mercury retrograde in about 6 months, it's gonna happen again, and I'm gonna see if you learned your lesson. And if you learn your lesson, then hey, we on to the next. So it gets deep. It gets
So
deep.
yeah, it definitely got deep right there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what are some things that you learned about yourself, like once you got into astrology? Like, you know what I'm saying, like maybe you was hard headed, or you know what I'm saying, naive, or whatever the case may be. Did you learn anything that might have shocked you about yourself, or
Yes.
was it more just eye opening?
It was an eye opener. It taught me like sometimes you need to shut up. You don't have to trust everybody. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to say everything that you're thinking. Because like you said, when you read your horoscope, you're gonna be like, everything is good, but sometimes everything don't be good. And it really makes you sit down and reflect, like, if everybody's saying I have a bad attitude, then you know what? I have a bad attitude. Cause I heard that a lot growing up, and like it's like, damn, like they was actually right. Like, so to actually sit there and be aware and check yourself, that was a lot for me, for real. And I think I've become more quiet and calm.
Okay. That's dope. I appreciate you for that quick
No problem.
breakdown. You know, what I'm saying? We might need a master class or something coming up. But
Absolutely.
moving forward to my radio Chicago, and I know you did mention like who you came in with. Y'all not together no more. But if you could just speak on them experiences when you first came in, like you said, you came in with no experience. Was you nervous? What did you do? Was you listening, even listening to my podcast or radio at the time?
No, I'm sorry. That's so crazy because she put me on game. I feel like she taught me the game. She taught me about researching. You get what I'm saying? Artists that's coming in for interviews. She taught me how to not take over the room but control the room sometimes. Those quiet moments in podcast or radio when don't nobody know what to say. She taught me how
In
to
real life.
she taught me a lot of shit. She taught me how the shit operate. She taught me like, cause she didn't have everything. Like she had people working the soundboards, and it just taught me like you can't do everything by yourself, type shit. And she kind of helped my confidence in a way, cause we would be sitting there having a show. And she wouldn't even give me a chance to say anything because she was so on it and passionate about what she do. I'm like, you know what? All right. Because now I'm just finna get in there. For real. So we was just
Right.
tag teaming. And I didn't take it like, she trying to overshine me. I just looked at her like, she really loved this shit. And you gotta, for real, get on it if you really serious about it. So yes. And it was a great experience. It was.
How long was you there? And was it one show? Was you guesting on several shows? Like,
It was from September to December. So no, from August 2017, maybe 2019. I don't know. August to December. So we broke up at the December. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like we were both two strong individuals. December didn't go around for another show. For a second season, and then also some other shit that I don't know about that I'm not gonna speak on, but I don't think her name was really good. So it's like it was just nice to have that experience, and I don't think that experience was meant to last. You get what I'm saying? Longer than it did. So
so when once it's over, was your whole relationship over with my radio Chicago at that point, or did you just leave and start your own thing, or
I knew a few people, but it's like she introduced me to this, so I don't even know. I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't know how to. I left my radio Chicago. I was just like, you know what? Let me go back to blogging. I went back to blogging, but I'm not gonna lie and say that break. I started learning more. I started getting on YouTube. I'm like, you know what? I can start my own podcast. Seriously, I'm like, I can start my own podcast. And then when I was ready to start my own podcast, I just felt like people were put into my life, into my place to help me get in this for real. Cause that's when I met somebody else. Like somebody wanted to interview me seriously. And then they was like, you know what? Be on my podcast for real. And then that came with backlash too. But it was like, I don't know. I feel like these doors were open for me for a reason because I'm not going to say I was always ready to jump in it or jump back in it.
okay? What was you blogging about? What is a blog, and are you currently still blogging?
Okay, so first thing first, I'm not blogging, but I do have some stuff in a journal. So blogging is when basically you writing and you talking about shit. You just write. You write about the shit that you talk like so for instance, what was popular? My first blog was like social media versus relationships, right? And it's basically people personal opinions. A blog can be a to-do list, a blog can be a recipe list, that's what a blog is. But me, my blog was based off personal experience. And like I said, I think my first one was social media versus relationships because I seen everybody social media ruin relationships, social media, So I'm like, you know what? Let me just write and tell people how I feel about this shit. And I didn't even expect that to blow up how we did because like people was seeing me and was like, keep writing. And then I was checking my insights and I was not knowing so many people was tuning in or even leaving comments. So I'm like, fuck it. Let me start, blogging about this. Let me write about my experience being a parent in my 20s, real life topics, seriously. So it was just a way for me to help express myself and for people to be receptive to me expressing myself because I'm a very to myself type of person. So a lot of people really didn't know who I was when I started blogging. They knew me from radio a little bit, but they like, what's in her mind? You get what I'm saying? So I feel like with blogging is a way to let people in your mind a little bit.
So if you could just compare and contrast a little bit, the blogging versus social media, because like you mentioned, like people can comment and you can view the insights and things like that. Was all the comments always good? Like if people say bad things, are you able to respond? You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, was people on there like, why are you a mom in the first place? Like anything like
No,
that?
it's so
Like, is it?
crazy. Nobody said any of that. I got a lot of yes, yes, keep going in, or I can relate. It was a lot of I can relate. So it's like I was speaking about shit that people were scared to say. Like, so no, it was like I can relate. And the shares started being shared on Facebook and more people started reading. More people started reading. And I'm looking for that one person to be like, what the fuck is she talking about? You get what I'm saying? I'm looking for that one negative comment. Nobody had anything negative to say. Seriously. So it was like I'm at the bar and somebody was like, keep blogging, keep doing what you do. And I'm like, this nigga read my
At the
shit.
bar, I'm
At the
sure.
bar, that's what I'm saying. You got this street nigga
Oh,
who I didn't
swear.
even knew read my shit, was reading my shit. And I'm like, wow.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. So with blogging, not even with blogging, but a little bit earlier, I asked you about your support system. So now you get into, you know what I'm saying? I call it art. You know what I'm saying? You're producing things that you create. You know what I'm saying? If it's language, if it's a blog, whatever it may be. Um, what's your support system like at this point? Like, are your friends and family listening? Are they rooting for you?
Um,
I talk to a lot of creators, and they always tell me their biggest supporters are people that they don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So what was it like for you?
my family probably just found out I was podcasting last year. You know what I'm saying? They just found out I
You
started podcasting.
private.
And I've been podcasting though. And I don't want to say I'm private and I don't want to be that person like a victim, but I don't really think I was heard or if I was to present it to my family, it would have been like, can you afford that? Or how can you do that? Just a lot of unnecessary questions and rejection from, and that's dating back from childhood. You know what I'm saying? I can handle rejection, but your family rejection is very, very different from you get what I'm saying, the outside people like friends. So I do want to say my support definitely comes from a lot of people that I don't even know. Seriously.
For real. And that's good too though, cause you know what I'm saying? It's not fans, but you know, you got when you got people supporting you that you don't know, you know it's genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They ain't
super
supporting
genuine.
you cause I went to high school with you or
Yeah.
shit like that.
That's
So
why when you ask me, I'm like, what? Of course. Like, I wasn't even thinking, I was just sending you a message like, hey, I see you. And then they told me,
that's
like, you
crazy. I've been
won an
thinking about
award.
it. I was thinking about that. Ask you that for a minute, for sure. But I stopped seeing like the vibe from Aqua content,
I
so I
took a
didn't
break.
know if you was in that field anymore.
I took a break.
So let's get into vibe with Aqua. You know what I'm saying? What can you do? You remember the inception of that? Like, was it the leaving my radio Chicago, or was it another break? And then you was like, let me.
Um, so Viable Aqua was created with my radio Chicago. I wanted to keep it going. No matter where I went, I wanted to keep it going. I wanted to stamp it because I was watching other people, right? And I'm like, they name the same on Twitter. They name the same on Facebook. They name the same. It don't matter. They name the same. I wanted to stamp my shit and like it's it. Like that's official. So that was always gonna be, it. The break as far as like my breaks and stuff like that. I don't know if that's where you were getting into. If you wanted to
No,
hear
what I
that.
wanted to ask you was so. um, was Vibe? What you said you did your own thing? Was Vibe or Aqua? That was never your own show.
Yeah, that was my own thing. Okay, yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
compare that. We'll start here. Let's compare your own doing your own show compared to just coming to my radio and just having a seat and having somebody doing the boards and the lights and the
Yeah.
camera.
It was a big weight off my shoulders, I should say, because it was different. I had to share the spotlight. That's one. But however, I wasn't mad at the fact that I had to share when it came to certain things like editing. Like I said, it taught me a lot. Like I can't do everything by myself and I didn't have no visuals. You get what I'm saying? I didn't have no visuals, so I'm just on the
I
microphone. You
did
can
that first meeting. That used to
bad
be
talk.
fun. I used to be talking shit on sure.
And it was so fun, seriously. So to actually get with my radio Chicago, I felt a little more official. Like I'm official. Like this, just not no at home laptop type shit, and somebody actually like got the production right, the sound right. It was dope, for real, definitely dope.
So let's get into bottle service.
Yeah, yeah.
So and actually the first time I met you, you know what I'm saying, was up at Loud Money. You and Black T came for bottle service. And Black T, he good friend. He been up here a few times. We got some content out there. Check that out. What how did you guys meet? You know what I'm saying? For bottle service.
Everybody asks this question, and it'd be the funniest story ever, right?
I probably asked him when he was up here. I gotta go back and watch this episode.
So I used to work at Hooters, right?
Mm.
I used to work at Hooters, and Black T came in there. I think it was somebody else in the media. He came in there and they were having a meeting or something like that. But they sat at my fucking table. I got double sat. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't even want these niggas. Like it wasn't even my turn to get sat again. I was so pissed. But it's so funny how everything works because I went over there, I introduced myself or whatever. And then I came back with their drinks and I forgot what they were talking about, but I kind of, inserted myself into their conversation because I always like to get personal with my tables a little bit because the tips be bigger.
For sure.
And then he started saying like how he do podcast and he's radio and he said my radio Chicago and I'm like, what? I started off at my radio Chicago, whatever the case it may be. And I'm like, it's funny that you said that because I'm thinking about jumping back into podcasts. He was like, what? I'm looking for somebody for real. And the rest was like history. I had no intentions of like working with somebody else because I was just like, I'm gonna by myself because of the first two experience. And so when we met up in Hooters and because I got double sat, I know he was in my life for a reason, like I'm in his life for a reason. It's deep.
So you guys get to start in bottle service. What was the difference between, you know what I'm saying? Because last time you started with a
With somebody
host.
else.
So now you got another host. So you don't got to compare the two, but what was the differences between the situations?
Oh, Black T about his shit. He's everything. He's everything. He's the camera. He's the soundboard. He's everything like the missing
Bottles.
puzzle piece. You get what I'm saying? He was the missing puzzle piece. He's not the yes man. You get what I'm saying? He's not the yes man that I was looking for. He's more so you should do this or do it like this or let's do this. It's like he was somebody who see my vision just like I see his. So it's the fact that he believes in me. That's what makes it different. He believes in me and it's no like competition. And it's like he's passionate about what he do. So it's like when you got two passionate people who can bring two different things to the table, it's just like yeah, it's like I can't let this go. And it's not even on no opportunist shit, but it's like I want to help him win just as much as he want to help me win. So the fact, like I said, that he already came established knowing what to do because I never went to Illinois Media School. A lot of these people went to Illinois Media School. I never went.
I be thinking about going. I'm sure.
You
I,
hear
I
me?
just want to go to network though.
Because so many people then came from there and it's like
I just be
damn.
up in the back of class talking and shit. What y'all got going on this weekend?
What y'all doing?
I'm sure. But
Let's pop out.
that's dope. That's dope. So I do know that bottle service took a hiatus as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you could, are your roles the same? Like at the beginning, I know it was co-host. And now is it the same role? Has the roles changed? What's it like now? And what was you doing in between the hiatus of bottle service?
So the first time around, it was just like three of us. I think that's the difference now. Um, it was cool. It was fun, and it was live. Like when we was doing it, we was doing it live at E77. Um, the hiatus, it was just a lot of personal shit for me, right? And I'm glad that you asked me this because I I've been wanting to speak on this at my hiatus, right? It be so much bullshit going on in Chicago industry, seriously, and this media shit. And I'm not a negative person. I get tired of hearing this shit. So it was like we was already on break, but I wanted to remove myself completely for a new slate. I deleted everybody that I have met through bottle service off of my social media pages, except for you and a few people on Instagram. Seriously,
That's dope.
I
Major
deleted
cut.
so many people because it's like, I just want a fresh start in my life. I don't want to hit this shit no more. I was going through personal shit. And it's like, if we doing these interviews and if we doing these shows, whatever, no matter what you going on in the media, fuck what the next person doing. Just focus on you, focus on yourself. It ain't no beef. I can be in here looking good. That don't mean I want your man. Or I'm in here about my business. That don't mean I want a nigga talking to me. And that gets very tired. That was tiring for me. Like I come to work, but it's always men. Like, damn, can I buy you a drink? Or men just plotting. That was a lot for me. It was tiring, especially going through the personal shit I had going on in my life. So I just needed a break. Seriously. I wasn't even talking to Black T. I just needed a break, a mental break. Because a lot of people don't talk about the ugly side of the media. And to me personally, it's definitely an ugly side that I don't want to be a part of. Like, I don't give a fuck why you don't fuck with this radio show over here. They don't got nothing to do with me. Let's not even get them the spotlight. You get what I'm saying? Well, I don't give a fuck what this person said about you in 2018. Fuck them. That don't even matter. You get what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I just want to win. I see everybody as competition, and it's not no bad. It's a fun competition. But people would really take the joy out of that shit. And it's just like, get the fuck away from me. I don't even want you on me. Or even just the sneak dissing on social media to people. And to me, I'd be like, none of you, what was my last status? I said, none of these motherfuckers have substance when it comes to podcast and radio. They just want to talk. And I just deleted every
I
fucker.
just want to be in front of the camera for someone don't even need to be in front of the camera.
Yes, they just be wanting to. And I say this in a humble way because it's like, my nigga, you don't got shit to talk about. You just doing this because it's your homie shit. You clout chasing or you want to use somebody for their equipment and shit. And nobody want to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it because everybody feel like, well, I can probably use this person over here. But it's like, man, we all here to use each other. But when you being nasty and just take and don't have nothing to give, it's like, get the fuck away from me. Like, it's a lot of opportunities in this shit. And I don't want to be around. I don't like being around, like, cause you see how aggressive I get when I talk. That's how it pisses me off. Like, it pisses me off, and I don't be wanting that around me. Seriously.
And I definitely understand it. And the way you just explained that, that was actually like one of my main questions I always ask people in the media is like their opinion on their peers in the industry that they're a part of. Because I started in 2020, like when the pandemic, with no background. I didn't do radio. I didn't go to media school. I was on YouTube and I listened to podcasts. And I saw somebody on YouTube doing it in their bedroom. I was like, I could do it. But coming in from the outside, I see like it's different cliques. That person don't fuck with that person, and me just like, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I made it from what I made it through, so this shit like sport to me. But I definitely see it. It's definitely weird vibes. It be people that be right here sitting on this couch and then go off and do their thing. You don't never hear nothing from me. Like,
And it's like, why I gotta be like that, my nigga? Or people be so Hollywood, they don't even want to follow
yeah, that's
you
what
back.
Hollywood.
They
And
don't want to follow
it's
me
'cause
back.
people be, and then people be seeing you as a threat. I feel like if they like your shit or share your shit, motherfuckers gonna start going to
Yes.
your shit. Like, bro, that shit
Yes.
lame as hell. But
That's why I love Robin E. Shout out to Robin
yeah,
E. Because that is the first person I met in all these years. The first woman, I should say. She ain't no hater. She wants you to win. She's a beautiful woman. You get what I'm saying? I'm a beautiful woman. So it ain't like, damn, this bitch might be coming. And we both on bottle service. You get what I'm saying? So she is actually the first generous woman that I have met in the media since I've been doing this shit. And it's like, I don't see her as no competition. You get what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure she don't see me as no competition. It's like we on the same team. I love shit like that. You know, the love. I don't give a fuck about the hate.
yeah,
Like,
for sure.
no.
I don't even be looking at like even like the other platforms. I don't even look at them as competition. I just look at it like I'm the best. So
And you
it
supposed
ain't
to.
even no all right. I can't. Ain't no beef. I ain't
Yeah.
this. You know what I'm saying? It's just
That's why when they
I'm
say
mad.
you won that award, I'm like, the nigga just started and he won. I say exactly, because
Gonna win
that's
the
how it's
next one too.
supposed
Nah,
to
I'm
be.
just playing.
Hey, and you ain't wrong if you feel
Yeah,
like that. You get what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to.
yeah,
So I feel like that's dope. That's super dope.
for sure. So now that bottle service is what's going on and what you're doing, if you could, for the viewers and listeners who don't know what that is or what it's about or what is it, could you explain for us?
Bottle service. Oh, we gets wild on bottle service. Now we don't get wild. So bottle
Yes, they
service.
do now.
Black tea, this is all black tea vision for real. Everything that's happening with bottle service started off with black tea. Now it's different now compared to when we started. It's different now because we got Blizz. Shout out to Blizz. Oh my gosh. We got D Smith and we got Robin E. So it's like it's a Wednesday show and it's a Saturday show type shit. And it's so funny because like when I reached back out to Bibbs, that's when I found out about it, right? So Bibbs was like, come in for an interview. I want to talk to you. So I'm like, okay, cool. I go in for the interview and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you back on bottle service type shit. You get what I'm saying? It's like I couldn't even turn it down.
That's what I'm gonna say. Was you ready? You know what I'm saying?
I
Was
was
you
not.
expecting that? You know what I'm saying?
I was not expecting that, and it was just like I can't turn my boy down because I want him to win. But it's like I was completely done with podcasts for real, and I'm gonna get to that. I was completely done with podcasts, but the fact that I let this nigga get in my ear, and I'm like, this it. Like I feel like this is it for us. Like this is the team. You get what I'm saying? We all mesh so well, and we all bring different stuff to the table. So I feel like this time is different around because of everybody's personality and energy and the vision that Black T has. Like I said, because we can't do it. We couldn't do none of this shit without Black T. Like bottle service, like everything is him. But he do allow us, not allow us, like, you know, we need permission. But he do allow everybody to have an input, a suggestion. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't. Well, I don't know. You got to talk to them first, so you got to ask them. So I do want to say it's more bottle service. It's more like a family, and not just a podcast, but it's more like a family. Seriously, and that's what makes it so different. Like I love this shit. That's why I'm like, okay, fuck it. He want me back. I'm back. Let's go. Like so.
So you said that you thought you weren't gonna ever do podcasting again?
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Not at all. Like never.
Um,
Not on your own time. Not just going back strictly audio. Just
I wasn't because podcast was getting a bad rap, right? And I couldn't figure out like how am I gonna stand out for the rest? And it's not even just podcasting in Chicago, but it's like everywhere on social media. It's like when you see a nigga on a microphone, everybody like, oh, what this nigga talking about? Oh, women and men, this. Oh, so yeah. So it's
that's
like
my thing. I'm be tired of that shit. I'm sure. And then going back to the certain platforms or certain people who just do the shit for the cloud. I'll be like, boy, you talking about men versus women shit again?
again. What we doing?
Hey.
And then all that negative shit get overlooked by the people with true substance and real substance. So I'm not gonna say it discouraged me, but I didn't have the energy to fight for a spot into podcast. So the fact that he even wanted to bring me back, it's like I do be having a lot of shit to say. I've been quiet since my break. Since the first podcast, I have been quiet. I have not been saying anything. I have been going through life, and I think now it's time for me to start back talking, to start back being vocal, to start back bringing substance into this shit. You know, bring back the fun competition into the shit. Like, so
If you don't mind me asking, if you could just detail a little couple things you intend on bringing. Like, do you intend on bringing a little astrology to the platform?
I don't intend on bringing astrology. I'm gonna keep it real, raw, and cut. I want to talk about sex. I want to talk about sex because people be when you hear sex, people be like, oh, you get what I'm saying? They don't be want to talk. No, let's get down to it. We all grown. No, nobody really want to talk about the shit. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's talk about sex. So
That's
that's
what it be. They don't want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
ugly. We and you gotta talk about it all. We all doing it. You get what I'm saying? We all doing it. But to me, sex is magical. Sex is spiritual. That's why I want to talk about sex and bring that edginess, that raunchiness. You know, and I have decorum, so don't think I'm gonna be sexy red. You get what I'm saying? But I really want to test people temperatures and talk about topics that people were afraid to talk about. That's what's different.
Yeah, is we gonna see this on bottle service or this another show?
Bottle service. That's why that's bottle service, yes. But I do got some in the works, but we'll hold off on that.
Okay, for sure, for sure. So, if you could, before you get up out of here, just talk about, you know what I'm saying, other than bottle service, what you got going on right now, what's coming up, you know what I'm saying, where could we, you know what I'm saying, see Aqua on some other things, or if it's just bottle service, just let us know what's going on.
Okay, so all platforms Vibe with Aqua, VIBEWAQA. Let's get that out. Podcast, I got a baby in the works. I am working on a podcast project. I'm not going to say too much of that because my main focus has been crochet, y'all. As y'all can see, that was another reason, a part of my break. So I'm about to drop a fall collection. This month and next month I have a fall collection of crochet pieces coming out. Thigh high socks. I have the fucking bucket hats, all type of shit. Some sweaters or whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely working on that. So it's like you really never know what you're gonna get from me right now. But crochet has been my baby. That's been my project. I love it more than podcasts right now. I hate to say that, but it has been booming. So you definitely have to follow me on all platforms at Bad Boy Aqua, VABEWAQA, because I be dropping sneak peeks. And as I'm dropping these sneak peeks, it's important to put in the order or whatever. Tell me what you want because the demand is very, very high. Very high.
How long does it take to make something like a sweater? How long does it take to make something like that?
A sweater will probably take like a week, 7 to 14 days, I should say. This do rag that I made, it took like a day. It didn't like with my schedule and moving around, it took like a day, but I'm pretty sure if I sat down, it'd take 5 hours, maybe six. Yeah, but it takes time. This purse, it probably took like 4, 5 hours. So it's my price is my prices. That's first because like it's handmade, and it's slowly handmade, quality handmade.
How did you get into that? Was that something that was passed down? You was on YouTube one day, you seen somebody like how did you? I know it said it was a part of your
I was
healing.
going through
Yeah.
depression. I was going through depression two
So
years
how
ago.
do you find out like no niggas that knit crochet?
I
You know
was
what I'm saying?
like,
Like
I need a hobby. So I got on Google and I'm like, hobbies. You know what I'm
Google
saying?
that shit work. You know what I'm
Hobbies.
saying?
And I'm like, okay, gotta spark something. So I'm like, do I want to paint? Paint kind of expensive. You get what I'm saying? I can't afford to do
That's
that shit right now. And then I was just looking at different hobbies. I'm like, podcasts, I already knocked that out the park, whatever. Then I seen crocheting. Then I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then I read a lot too. So it's like, I'm tired of reading. So when I picked up crochet and I was like, damn, you know what? This not bad. It's a mindful thing, seriously. Like you so relaxed, you calm, you figuring out your life, you figuring out your problems, your solutions, and it's like you at peace.
for sure. That's dope.
So
That's
it helped
dope.
me.
So, uh, bottle service live.
Oh, September 25th on a Wednesday. Y'all gotta come through. Wild hair. Wild hair. If I'm not mistaken, we're starting at 7 o'clock. Definitely staying soon. It's gonna be lit. Like if you've been to the like live shows of bottle service, you won't even imagine how we coming this time with all of us, like Blizz, D Smith, Robin E, Black T, me. Oh, it's definitely gonna be lit. Ladies free all night. Ladies free all night. Fellas, y'all $20. Y'all got it. So y'all definitely gotta
Yeah,
come
that's a
through.
setup. They like pretty free. You know? There's plenty of them up there now.
It's gonna be lit. Y'all don't even know. And we definitely got some performances. So definitely come out September 25th at the Wild Hair. It's gonna be lit.
For sure, that's dope. Well, I definitely appreciate your time. It's the most valuable thing we got. Can't wait to have another conversation with you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Absolutely.
In a minute, gang.